Welcome back, wood finishers. So I think this last step really did a lot of work to get the sheens of these two to match, which is fairly consistent with what you would want with satin finish. Again, the the best way to have total control of the sheen that you're putting on is to always finish with a gloss or a high gloss finish, and you could always kind of stop this process anywhere along the way where you're happy with the sheen. Whereas if I use a satin like I did with these, then there's already a ceiling for what that sheen is going to look like after I've done this step. Okay, so final stage of this is to put a little bit of polish on this and to protect the wood just a little bit more from scratches. Anything like setting something down here, cans of something, or glasses, any type of thing that could be sat on here. Keys are kind of the natural enemy for every finish, but anything short of keys. All right, so paste wax is what we're going to talk about here, and this is I don't know that any of this matters with manufacturer, but this is a Minwax product here, and they call this a natural. You can see in this natural the color that comes in this. So usually I use that. However, there's another option. It's Brie wax, and this is, what do they call this one? They call this a dark brown, which I would definitely agree. So depending on the color of the material you're using, and if it's a closed poured or open poured wood, maybe this darker wax would be a nice detail for kind of filling in some of those areas and polishing the surface, protecting it, as well as adding something to those recesses. What I typically do is I just leave some type of a rag inside of this area. Then I scoop up some wax. I wrap this stuff around, much like what we do for French polishing. And getting a few, you can start to get this stuff all over. Doesn't really matter, scratches or surfaces that I'm making, or the pattern I should say. Alright, once I've applied enough of this, I'll let that sit for a minute, and then we'll take a dry cloth and just kind of wipe that off and see what it does. Depending on what you're hoping to do, I've gotten good results with using a using a Scotch-Brite pad and some wax after you do the flattening step. It really depends on the look you're after and how much of a time commitment you want to present on this. I think going through these steps as I have laid out will provide the best opportunity for success of really getting this stuff accurate and true to presenting the highest gloss, or the highest sheen, I should say. But maybe that's not what you're after. Maybe that's a look that you're not terribly interested in. After using waxes for a while, you will find that one of these smells, I'm going to say, better than the other, because if I said one of them smells far worse, that might be not fair to the product. But yeah, some of these are a bit more pungent, and it has to do with the solvent that's used to create them. Alright, so getting rid of this darker one, this lighter one, yeah. Alright, pushing this stuff off. Soft rag is good, paper towels work, but with this buffing here, yeah, I don't like that at all. Soft rag, old cotton, old white cotton, old t-shirt material. Seems to be pretty great. Okay, so as long as there are no valleys or peaks in this process, then I know I'm done. And for the big reveal here, So really big difference from what we started with here. Dead flat finish, and it just feels so great once you're able to do this and put all of these steps involved with getting us where we want to be. All right, we'll do the same on this polyurethane, but you kind of understand the gist of it. Hopefully that was helpful, like I said, and I would love to know what your process is and what you do differently. Success stories, things that work for getting your finish really dialed in and polished up. Oh, I want to do this first. What am I doing? All right, I'm going to do that, but signing off. Thanks so much for watching. Good luck with your finishes.